you can see how this essay, it wasn't perfect. It definitely wasn't perfect. Hey guys, so today I wanted to do something a little bit unconventional. I wanted to read you guys one of the essays that I wrote, actually the first essay I ever wrote for my application. And if you haven't checked out this other video I made where I read the 2 essays I actually used, definitely check that out. I just thought it would be interesting to read this essay because, like I said, it was the first one I wrote and I think that there was a lot to be learned from it. And definitely check out my Common App Essay 101 video too, because a lot of the writing tools that I used from back then are still the writing tools I use now, and now I like write screenplays and I write other personal essays. Actually, I have a Substack where I write blog posts every week, and I actually use the essay I'm about to read right now as the basis for one of my posts. So if you want to join that, just click on the link in the description box. It's completely free, and basically you'll just get an email from me once a week with a piece of writing. If you haven't already liked and subscribe, then please do that right now so that you're kept in the loop for all of my college advice and application tips, essays, etc, etc. I'm also trying to figure out what other content you guys want me to make, so if you have anything, please just write it down below and I will get to it ASAP. So let's just get into the essay. I do have my laptop right here because I obviously don't have this memorized. The prompt that I was trying to answer was, some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. And let's just begin from here. Blue. A cold, grey blue sky that signals an impending thunderstorm. Of course, my own raindrops had already started to trickle down my face, merging with the strangely hot water that continued to sweep over my body like a relentless torrent. As the steam continued to rise, my glass shower door formed an ever-thickening barrier of misty blue fog between my thoughts and reality. A reality that, to me, seemed incomprehensibly distorted. What's wrong with you? I thought to myself, the words stinging as they trudged through my mind, leaving an exhaustive trail of potential responses. Sighing, I suspended the flow of hot water and slid the glass door open, destroying the comforting haze and returning to the reality I couldn't bear to face. The bathroom was still steamy as I walked to the mirror and wiped the translucent skin that had formed over it. I would inevitably force myself to look up. In the reflection, a pair of bloodshot eyes stared back tiredly. Set in a withered face, I saw weakness, anxiety, but worst of all, complete despair. Upon this realization, I turned the faucet on and disguised my quiet sobs beneath the sound of flowing water. Whew. I cannot quantify the duration of my feeling blue. Like a thunderstorm, I could not tell whether there would be another surprise downpour or flash of cruel lightning. Suddenly, the world was a scary place. Humans could turn on each other and were capable of wickedness even I could not imagine. Even those who had known my entire life, my closest friends, siblings, and my parents, all possessed this potential to hurt. How could I fix the world? I couldn't. What could I do? I could leave. Where? I could never answer the lost question. But as this endless cycle of questions raced through my mind, time pressed on, the same way the wind propels you forward on a blustery day. The intensity of my blue moments started to blur into the bustle of my life. Conversations with my closest friends helped me to find some solace, though I felt numbed rather than appeased. Then, on a school trip to London, I found myself talking to a classmate I'd lost touch with years ago. Though the day was scattered with slight awkwardness after our 4-year hiatus, we soon grew close once more. Weeks later, she made a startling revelation to me. She too felt blue. She wept at home and felt helpless. She didn't know what to do. She was lost. I realized that I could help her. We were together in this thunderstorm, both lost and in need of refuge. I shared my own experience with her and we sat for hours, reminiscing and dissecting those cold, solitary moments. We found ourselves crying, sighing, and even laughing hysterically at our thoughts, which now, materializing as sentences, seemed foreign and weak. Thank you, she said, embracing me in a hug that reminded me of the carefree days of our youth, when the sun shone warmly on our backs. When the sun shone warmly on our backs? Bad sentence, I don't know, it's hard to say. We had each other then, and we still had each other now. Everything will be fine, I responded, and for the first time in a while, I meant it. As we parted ways, I couldn't help but feel a strange sensation come over me. I felt the blue haze that had settled into the corners of my life waning. It had never occurred to me that the blueness, a part of me I had always suppressed, could actually bring happiness. In that moment, I understood that had I not experienced such a deep low, I wouldn't have been able to help a friend in dire need. These experiences were a part of my identity and they made me stronger. It struck me that every cloud has a silver lining and rainbows can only form in the presence of sunlight and rain. So wow, yeah, very heavy, right? Very heavy. You can see how this essay, it wasn't perfect. It definitely wasn't perfect. I did the Sutton Trust, and when I submitted this essay, I was given some feedback. So the reviewer said, well, he said some really nice things. I'm just gonna leave a screenshot here because I don't wanna get into that too much. But these are the nice things that he said. And then some things that he thinks doesn't work or things that I should have changed. He said that I do have a clear ability to express myself in the written word. However, these paragraphs are a little bit emotional. I mean, I feel like they're a lot emotional and it might be awkward for an admissions counselor to have to read that. They also set the stage for the essay, but especially the first part where I describe my feeling blue, it really takes up way too many words, right? I'm really focusing on my issues and my struggle and not on how I overcame that. And I completely agree with that. He was saying, you know, give more towards the end. I am able to describe the top half really nicely. So why not kind of describe the second half more, the solution, how I figured that out, if there's any way that I can prove that I joined like a depression related group or I did something with an organization to help. These were kind of the general feedback takeaways that I got from the guy from the Sutton Trust. He also recommended that I brag a little bit about some accomplishments. And to be honest, I ended up not using this essay because I didn't really have anything like that. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this essay was so personal. And in hindsight, especially now that I've not only submitted different essays, gotten into Harvard, helped other people write their essays, and read a bunch of other essays, I'm kind of shocked that I ever even wrote this essay and thought that it could be my Harvard supplement. I am a strong proponent of being really open and vulnerable about your issues. I've struggled with mental health issues pretty much my entire life at this point. I think in my other video, I mentioned what makes you you, and it's really sad to me that at the time I felt that this essay was like me. I felt that that's what I had to offer. Your first essay is never going to be the best essay in the world. It's just not. You can either change your essay or you can tweak it a little bit. I do think that I could have used this essay if I massively kind of reconstructed it, but I'm kind of happy that I went with the different essays instead because I think they highlighted more of my strong suits and really put me in touch with the other things I'm doing, not just one singular facet of me. Another thing to note is that Ivy League schools are incredibly competitive. Harvard is also really hard, not just academically, but for mental health. Upon reflection, in hindsight, I'm wondering like, whoa, if I had submitted this essay, maybe I wouldn't have gotten in because maybe they would have thought that I wouldn't be able to like hack the Harvard lifestyle and academia. I'm not sure if I'm happy that I didn't submit it. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to Harvard and gone through all of that stuff. I don't know. We'll never know. I'm getting into a whole kind of existential thing right now. So I'm just gonna put a pin in it. And there were some really nice things like the constant like imagery to do with the blue, the thunderstorms, the rainbows. Strong writing, I would say. So good job, 17-year-old Danu. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this essay. Do you think I should have submitted it? And feel free to roast me down in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to help you guys out. So if you have any questions about the college admissions process, just leave a question. I will answer it. I've been answering a lot of the questions since I restarted my channel. So please, please, please comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!